Hello everyone, welcome back, welcome to the game sometimes freaking the hell out. Oops. I swore. Okay, did I put a bunch of shit in here, or, ooh, there is some things in this box. Okay, we won't go too crazy. I don't think there was anything super insane that happened this week, if I'm remembering. Oh, well, no. Well, there's the entire controversy with the whole... So what happened this week? There was the Star Citizen Live. There was the game trying to crash at every opportunity. There was, we were at Microtech. Oh, I remember. Yes, okay. I just did the Rayari missions. I just started, and I nearly died trying. Because the game crashed at the worst possible moment. Anyway, so, there was the Star Citizen Live where they talked about the, crafting and inventory stuff. There was the Squadron 42 buyback drama. There was the leak for the S65 Stingray. And I feel like there wasn't really anything super crazy otherwise. Yeah, so... the buyback drama, to get that out of the way, I mean, definitely not a fan of it. I mean, it's kind of an understandable thing, I guess, but it is kind of, well, if we make the assumption that Squadron 42 is going to get some kind of an announcement at Invictus, it makes sense that they would try to limit the amount of, buyback. Well, it would make some sense. Maybe I'm missing something, maybe I'm not fully understanding it, but, like, so, if they said that Squadron 42 is releasing on this date, people would go and buy Squadron 42, before the price goes up. If they said that the price was going up, then then people would rush to buy it, and then throw those on the gray market, so it would make sense to, before that announcement is made, or before any sort of hype is around that, that they would make it harder to do so or something, before they made the announcement, or gave a very small heads up for things. The only thing is, and I think, like, I just don't understand it because, like, how many people... So the buyback system, if you don't know, you buy a thing, you melt it, and then once a year you get a buyback token, or buyback tokens if you're concierge. So, you know, like, there's a whole thing. Yeah, and you can do that for anything on the store, and I think they basically kind of said that, oh, well, we didn't really want you to be able to do it with packages, is their reasoning. Whether that's true or not, like, whatever. I don't see that many people being like, oh, I'm going to keep this package and then wait for the buyback. Because we haven't been able to buy Squadron 42 for years now, so... And they also had that with no warning. So, like, the supposed reason that they're doing this was to stop the gray market from gray marketing. But really, in my mind, it's just like, look, Squadron 42 isn't out. It's, you know, like I'm expecting it to... I'm not thinking it's, you know, it's going to come out, as far as I'm concerned. But, like, I have a standalone game package right now that's $45, or a standalone Squadron 42 package. That's $45 I could throw to, you know, get something like, oh, I could do that and try the UTV out. And then melt it, and then, you know, use that credit for something that I can actually play with. And if I had done that, then it would be like, oh, well, shit. Well, now I can't fucking buy... Well, now I can't get Squadron 42, which wasn't doing me any good because it's not out yet. And, like, as far as CIG is concerned, I mean, like, you know, I paid for Squadron 42. I pre-ordered it. I don't know where exactly all the cookie crumbles at the end of the day with, like, oh, well, I did order it, but then I melted it. I don't know whether that would be a pre-order or not, but, you know, I mean, I kind of just, I don't know. Like, I can understand taking it off the store, and not telling anybody, because, yes, that is absolutely when and where and how, like, the gray market would be flooded with a bunch of things, which, by the way, like, it's the gray market, like, CIG, like, somebody would go and buy Squadron 42 for $45, and then sell it for $50, or $55, or, you know, $58, or what, or like $1 or $2 below whatever the official thing is, or whatever. But, you know, CIG would still have made that initial $45, so it's kind of like, I mean, yes, it's, you know, not like, it's just like a thing that you have to consider there, I think. It's like, they should have absolutely given a warning, given a heads up to people, because there are some people who are now going to who are going to be very pissed, and they're going to have to buy Squadron 42 again. And this is basically the way that they teased Squadron 42 coming out, is by pissing everybody off. Which, also, great. You know, it's okay. I don't really care about looting. You know, which actually yeah, so, like, yeah, they should have given everybody warning about that, just like a week or something, and, like, if you missed it, then tough luck, man. But, yeah, and I don't know, it's like, oh, well, they've always told you that you shouldn't use the buyback system as a bank to hold on to packages or whatever, and it's like, well, that's exactly what the buyback system is. Like, man, I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. That one seems a little bit like... What? Jeez. I really want to know what the... So I am thinking that I have some graphical issues that are just because of my graphics card, and that's just what the border thing is, but also... I mean, it's random, and it's not, like, systemic. It's just a random bug that is happening. Gonna let these guys handle this before I shoot somebody in the back. What was I gonna say? Oh, but also, Guys, what the fuck are you doing? I don't know. So, in the Star Citizen Live, let's see, the big things I'm remembering... The big things that I'm remembering from that, they don't have any plans to refine items, or to refine low-quality materials into high-quality materials. They talked about it, and they decided against it. Which also tells me that, like, if you want that, I don't really mind not having it, but it doesn't make sense in the game right now, and also... Where did that other guy go? Wait, where did that other guy go? What the hell happened? Where did the friendly go? He just fucking disappeared. Okay. What was I gonna say? Oh, it was, yeah, so, like, it would make sense to be able to take, you know, a 1 quality, or a 10 quality material, and then get 100 to 10 quality materials, and combine those into the same weight, but 1,000, or this, like, you know, 100 or 1,000 quality thing. Or something like that. And they could play around with the curve. The reason they don't want to do it is because if you could do that, then you would just end up with extremely high quality goods, and everybody would have it. I mean, there's a few ways you could avoid that. For one thing, the tiers and the upgrades. Like, make the upgrade thing something that you have to be dedicated to, and, like, you do that, and, you know, like, a tier 1 item is going to be capped, you know, in its stats. Like, if you want a P4, like, if you want the best P4 that there ever was, then you have to get a tier 3 fully upgraded thing. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You just need to get a tier 3 with the highest quality materials. Which was always the plan. But I do think that they mentioned, like, degradation. So, like, I use a P4, eventually it's going to break, so I can either repair it, and it sounds like I could maybe repair it with... They didn't specifically say RMC, but they said, oh, you could just, like, repair it with the multi-tool, but that wouldn't be as good as bringing it to a crafter. I assume that you can take that broken P4, you can either repair it. Well, I think, like, if it's, like, broken, it cannot be repaired, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong. But, like, if it's extremely low quality, you can either break it down, you can either repair it, or you can break it down into base materials. You get 90% of what you need, but you can use those materials again. So you just... But you might not be the crafter who has all of who is able to put it together, so you have to give that to the crafter for them to do the recycling. And, like, that means there's going to be a constant need for materials, but also they don't want to make it so annoying that you're doing this every single day. So, you know, that should be... So that's, like, I don't hate the balance of where they're at, but... Well, I don't hate the balance of where they want to go, but the balance currently is terrible. They also mentioned, oh, well, you know, the whole quality thing, like, there are people who, there are friends of mine who never do mining, and I managed to get them to do mining. From my position, before, I was like, you know, if I had to get the resources, I would do mining. now that they've done the changes and have the quality thing and crafting is in, I don't want to do mining. It fucking sucks. It feels like I'm not getting anything. It feels like it's a complete waste of my time, and I think I've heard a lot of other miners say that. Maybe not a lot of other miners, but I've definitely heard some other people be like, man, this fucking sucks. And, you know, I mentioned before that I think they could play around with some items being, like, 500 quality isn't the base, but it's like 300. They're tier 1 items, they're not necessarily super high quality. And I do think that could be a fun way to put a twist on it, but, you know, like, I don't know. The thing is that I also do have to recognize that the person who's doing this is probably very tired. I think Declan, I don't think Declan is, like, the one person. If he's the one person putting together, like, all the lists of, like, what materials there are, how much of a material is used in a P4, how much of that material is used in an LH86, and having to do all of that and do all the numbers, that's insane. That should be, like, a team of people. Possibly the economy team, who I have said I dislike multiple times. But, yeah. No, oh, you know what? I was actually... There's, I can't remember. There's some material that I want that you get from Inquisitor armor. But I think... the Morningstar helmet is, like, technically a part of the Inquisitor set, but you can't break down the Morningstar for whatever reason. And you get that from, like, the distribution center missions, which I don't see on here. It might be sweep and clear. It could, like, if either a forward operating base or and maybe a derelict outpost as well, actually. You know, that might actually be worthwhile. What was I gonna say? Oh, also, other things that they said, that they mentioned, in the, Star Citizen Live. They did, oh my god, it's an annoyance that I have, where people ask questions that they have answers to, and sometimes, like, it has to be just, like, engage, some of it, like, statistically, has to be rage, or just, like, interaction bait. Because it's like, hey, we released this document talking about crafting. Oh, how do you craft? What is crafting? I don't understand. As, like, they literally said it. And they had questions that's like, dude, we literally had this. We literally had a document talking about this. And it's like, yeah. I'm not sure how many questions... I'm not sure how... Because there are definitely, like, some questions that might ask the same... That might ask this, but, like... Hey, you said... Oh god, this is what happened. No. Well, the game literally just froze up and, like... I was... still in game, but as far as things froze up, and that's how I almost died. I lost my wings because... the game just stopped working. Oh, sorry, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, they don't have backpacks in just because they didn't have time. And we're getting backpacks in 4.8. The paint system also is just like the reason that we are getting like armors in different colors is literally just because they that's just how the game's set up right now, and it's unfortunate, and nobody likes that. Which also is like, my god, listen, like, I can literally spend an entire hour just being like, oh, they need to put this in game, they need to put that in game, they need to put the paint system in game, they need to put player trading in game, they need to put the social stuff in. Oh, you know what, actually, they said, and I don't believe this, I don't really believe this, but they said that the social work was a requirement for player trading. I don't know if it's a requirement, but I'm guessing that the team doing the social stuff is going to do the player trading stuff after they do the social stuff, in which case, okay, that's fine, I guess. Oh, what? Come on! Okay, well, I get to use the UTV now. I'm like, I don't think the derelict outposts have the turrets active. Surprise, surprise. Yeah. I will say, though, that just, like, for the overall game, like, social services are absolutely necessary. So, like, I definitely don't mind the idea that, yeah, those are going to be before player trading. I really do think that player trading, like, I don't know, player trading is a significant part. Like, I think I am and will have a very hard time enjoying crafting without player trading. So, like, you know, it's, dare I say, kind of the entire point. Also, I guess I should say that, you know, desync and some weird network issues have definitely been cropping up as of late, and I don't know what to make of it. But I do know that the UTV is very cute. No, was there another thing they said? I mean, they did say a lot of things. Oh, the Odin. Like, okay, so I also, with the, like, I don't understand what the fuck these people think sometimes, what their marketing team is doing. Because, like, I guess it's not marketing. Because there's marketing, there's sales, there's advertisement, and, like, those theoretically should all be separate people, but at the very least they could all be separate people. But like, the Squadron 42 thing is like, oh my god, like, nobody would have cared, or nobody would have noticed, like, if you waited until Invictus to do the buyback thing. Just wait until Invictus to flip the switch on turning off buybacks. Say that you're doing it. And, like, do it, you know, like, if you do it like, if you turn it off and then say that you're turning it off, like, 8 hours after or something, somebody might notice, but it'll be like, oh, okay, you know. Like, that's way more understandable than just trying to pretend like it didn't happen, and then having to have your drag your community manager back from whatever tomb he's been in, no offense. It does feel like Xylo doesn't really say too much besides, like, PR, damage control. I cannot remember the last post that Xylo did. No offense to Xylo, but yeah. But how is the marketing team and the people behind that Squadron 42 buyback cancellation decision, how are those the same people who sneakily put, you know, like, oh, well, it wasn't even sneaky, because, like, it was just in the comm link that, oh, hey, the Anvil portfolio has been updated. The Anvil portfolio has been updated. There is a suspicious, you know, in the tab that says recently changed or added in the Galactopedia, oh, there's an entry called Odin, and it's waiting for review, but it's up there. So it's like, yeah, we know the Anvil Odin is going to be the battlecruiser, like, which is like just the right amount of teasing. I mean, I think they could do stuff better. I think that, like, I still think that there should be a ship testing channel. They should hype it up. They should actually do a real fucking behind the ship thing where they actually go and say, hey, here's what the concept was like. Here's what White Box was like. Here's some of the no-go meeting little, like, presentations. Here's, you know, some of the things we did. Here's the things we changed. You know, not this very much in front of the ship advertisement. Like, God, I don't know what to say besides that words have meanings, and, like, sometimes those meanings are stupid, but sometimes those meanings are actually something interesting. It's like, very rarely in the behind the ships do they actually show any behind the ships, like, behind the scenes things. When that used to be a thing that happened. Like, you would see, oh, hey, here's an update. Like in a sprint report week, where it's just, oh, hey, here's a check on, you know, what, oh, this ship's being worked on, this weapon's being worked on, this armor, this concept. I mean, yes, even things that are, like, we have concept art for fucking cybernetic limbs. When are cybernetic limbs coming? Probably not for 2 years. That doesn't change the fact that... like, that's open development. That is unarguably open development. It's good open development. It's fun open development. It's the goddamn open development that made me interested in the game. Now they don't do that. Let's see. They also talked about well, they didn't talk about... There were some leaks about the S-63 Stingray, the new Kruger ship. I'm pretty sure they mentioned that it was going to be called the Stingray. They absolutely did. Or there would be people who are like, I don't know what this is. And nobody knows exactly what the Stingray is. We've got some assumptions. Medium fighter, bomber. Also, there's some Inquisitor armor. Unfortunately... Oh, what the fucking fuck? I'm out of goddamn ammo. Out of tractor beam. Like... and the tractor beam just doesn't fucking work. I'm getting a bunch of lag. Everywhere.
Where the fuck did they go? Guests have arrived. Gonna go greet them. Where the hell they go?
Didn't even fucking use that guy. So the S65, oh geez. S65, we don't know what it is. I'm hoping that it's like a Freelancer Miss competitor, in particular. But I think, like, that's what I'm hoping for, and that's, like, has me excited. But ever since I've made the hope... since I made the decision to have hope that that's what that ship would be, that ship would happen, I feel more and more attached. I feel more and more attached to my spirit, funnily enough. Oh, come on! Okay, like, I pull the gun, do the shoot gun button, and then I don't shoot, because game desync, and god damn it, that has happened. That has happened, and that will happen for so goddamn long. Like, right now, what is happening? What is happening? Like, the healing thing comes up and I still can't use the healing tool. Oh, jeez. Like, I'm sorry. Still goddamn annoying. Also, like... oh, I don't know. Oh, do ya? I still hate the fact that, like, these bunkers just don't have any loot in them. Or don't have anything besides the small boxes. Small baby boxes. Seems a bit odd. And cheap. Cheap is the word I would use. Wholeheartedly. Oh jeez, oh jeez. It's not the direction I... I don't think they noticed. Oh, oh. Let's get all the corpses we can. I'll take an AO3. I do love the AO3. Yeah. Also, I think, like, the name Odin has showed up in the files, or showed up in the files before a while ago. So, like, the Odin, well, I don't know. People are saying that, oh, well, of course the Stingray is going to be released at Invictus. There's no fucking proof of that. I don't think that's unreasonable, but I don't think it's definitely far from, like, guaranteed that this is what's going to happen. So, temper your expectations. And also, like, the Stingray, I mean, literally, I have a buyback. Oh, you know what? That's also another thing. I have not a buyback. I have a CCU for, I have a CCU for, the Spirit to the Shiv, because I assume that the Stingray, if it is what I want it to be, is going to be, I assume that it's going to be on the expensive side. If it's like a gunship, if it's like a fancy gunship, I could see a ship that I don't know how much the freelancer misses. I'm gonna guess 150 off the top of my head or something like that. 150, 175 maybe. Yeah, I think that with the whole buyback thing, because the thing is that the buyback thing is a way that, like, can save you money if you know what you're doing, and, like, you know, or like, oh, it's like it promotes the idea of you being flexible and you, like, not well, not just spending a bunch of stuff. You know, it's like, oh, hey, yeah, no, melt this thing, you can buy it back. Melt this thing for store credit, get the new ship, buy, you know, you can buy back the old package, you can change things around, you can be flexible. And the CCU thing is literally just extreme couponing, and people have used that to, you know, get $300 ships for $100 or something like that. If they really know what they're doing. So, you know, it's... The CCU thing is probably going to go away at some point. It's going to be something that they'll probably try and curtail more and more. And also, okay, I was about to say, no fucking way they blew up my ship. Also Drift King there, good lord. Yeah, I wouldn't, like, I don't think that they're gonna get rid of buybacks, but I just, like, I don't think they'll do it soon, but be warned that this is a thing that they probably will get rid of. They will do it spontaneously, they will not tell you, and, they will say that you, shouldn't have done it anyway. Even though, you know, they gave the opportunity for it. 'Cause that's kind of just the way that they're... It's kind of just the ethos that they are saying they're wanting to do now. Whether they realize it or not. I guess there is also the small thought that Squadron 42 is going to be released... Not released. The release date is going to be revealed at Invictus. I think that's pretty likely. It's not a guarantee. Some people think it should be shadow dropped. Jesus Christ. Like, if you're here watching this, you know about Squadron 42... there's a chance that you don't know what Squadron 42 is. If you don't, say in the comments if you know what Squadron 42 is. If you don't know what Squadron 42 is, if you do, then you have to recognize you are not the entire world. You are not the entire gaming population of Squadron 42 in 2 years. Squadron 42 is not like if Star Citizen shadow dropped tomorrow, you know, like there's a bunch of people who are excited for it and know about it. Not enough, but like, okay, sorry. If GTA 6 shadow dropped yesterday, or shadow dropped tomorrow, and it had, you know, people pre-ordered it and people, you know, had expectations of it coming out, that would be one thing, but nobody knows about Star Citizen. And that might be hyperbole, but everything I've seen, my understanding is that, like, yeah, there will be people who find out about Star Citizen, like, who first hear about it 2 years after the release. They never know anything about, you know, the 10, 12 plus years in development. They just know that, hey, there's a sci-fi MMO that looks cool or whatever. Or looks like shit or whatever. So yeah. I do think that it'll get a release date at sorry, I do think it'll get a release date at Invictus. I think it will be October. I say October because it's just a thing that they seem to like the idea of. It just feels right that it would be in October when the project started in October. I think October 12th? October 13th? I don't know what that falls on. I don't think they would care if it was a Tuesday or a Thursday like game releases or a Tuesday or Friday like games typically are. Or game releases typically are, but you know. Let's see, anything else? I mean, I think overall I'm kind of like cautiously optimistic. I don't care about tactical strike groups. If you're excited for tactical strike groups, good for you. I'm not, because I don't have a group of people that I could do stuff with. I don't have the social tools to like just very easily in-game group up with somebody who does. So, I still wish that there are some missions that, you know, like old missions that are still broken that I would love to see them fixed. Something, like they'll fix them and then they'll break again in a year or maybe a month. But, you know, like, it is still, at the end of the day, it is still how I feel. I don't know. I think player I don't know, like, I'm gonna keep playing Star Citizen, but at the same time, you also do have to realize that, yeah, I definitely don't have, crafting wasn't quite the game changer I was hoping it was going to be. It's the tier 1, so I shouldn't have expected so much. But yeah. I do think they also need to, they do really need to figure out the paint system. I think I've mentioned it before in a few places, but like, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't think you should have an Aero paint being $3 and an 890 paint being fucking $30. Oh, because it's more material. For one thing, no. And for second, they literally have said that no, like the paints are not going to be an actual paint item, it's going to be a blueprint. So it's going to be a blueprint that you can apply at a shipyard. ship crafting area or whatever. I think every paint should be $5. They need to figure out some way so somebody who did buy that $8.90 paint for $30, they need to do something so that person doesn't sue because they could and should if that was all they did. Something, refund the credit and give the paint for free, something. Like, but there's probably a bazillion other things they could do. And also, like, being able to sell the cosmetic thing for, weapons and armor also would be great. I do think that cosmetics, like, I should just be able to buy an olive paint. Well, okay, I think I should be able to buy an olive color and a pattern, a monocolor pattern, and each of them for $5, and then I can just apply them to every ship. At least every ship that has been hooked up with it. The idea being that, yeah, not every ship is going to be compatible with every cosmetic, because that takes time, and Star Citizen, for better or worse, is still early access. It's still in an alpha. Not every ship's going to be suited up for it. Some paints are absolutely going to be... Some paints, maybe not, are kind of going to be ship exclusive, and there's probably not a way around that. What I think they are going to do is make ship paints exclusive. Maybe there will be something where you can get paints and patterns, and then you can, I don't know, create a blueprint and then create a blueprint, like a paint blueprint, and then be able to share that with other people if it's like your org or something. And they can still have like ship and item specific paints. If I have to find a blue paint for Orc Mark 10 helmet, Orc Mark 10 torso for each piece, that's going to be fucking annoying and going to be terrible. So I hope they don't do that, but I have no idea. Maybe they will do that. Wholeheartedly is the system they go with. I don't know. I just wanted to say that before I hop off. Yeah. I stream Star Citizen on Wednesdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at twitch.tv/Rylu. Link is in the description. Until next time, good day, great day even. Chowskis.